Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have with me a fellow teammate from the Mazer PvP faction, and we are going to be going over my match on stream versus Bird Power 13 during the Peoria Play Pokemon Regionals. Now, if you were watching that stream, you probably know that this set was very intense, and you're also probably wondering, why on earth would I lead Deoxys Defense against Double Ghost and Lickitung? We will be answering all those questions here for you right now.
Hello everyone, my name is seanofbillings. Today I'm going over the battles between Mr. Dr. Pants and Bird Power from the Peoria Regional Championship. I should start off right away by saying that this is a tricky situation. Right away I notice he's ABA weak to Trevenant, and then Lickitung as well, since it's doing super effective lick damage to the Deoxys, and then it has the Power Whip for the Azu. Like, immediately looking at it, it's not an amazing situation to be in, but let's see how he plays it out.
You're probably looking at these teams and wondering why I would lead Deoxys. So the Deoxys has a target. Its main target in this match was going to be a Azumarill. She has Double Ghost and Lickitung, all of which pretty much just shut down my Deoxys, so it looks like it's not the best Pokemon to bring. However, because of her Azumarill, I was hoping to catch Azumarill in the lead here so I didn't have to mirror match or fight it with Umbreon, of course. So we're leading Deoxys to try and predict an Azumarill lead, but we have instead Lickitung, so we charge up to double Psycho Boost, throw it, and we're going to dip here, of course.
She's going to throw the Psycho Boost and leave immediately. Yep, and then Bird Power comes in with Medicham. Luckily, this isn't like a solid hard counter. And then right there, he gets a free Snarl in. Looks like maybe the game kind of lagged a little bit.
Let's go back a second. Look at this real quick. So she tries to throw on alignment. So she throws here. And then the game after gives me an extra Snarl there.
And one more foul play looks like it'll KO. But I remember unfortunately it's still not enough. It looks like it would, but it doesn't. It's like 1 HP and then so close. The IVs on our Medicham must be so good.
So I decided to let it go because the shield is going to be a little more important here. So we're coming back in with DD. Don't want to show Azumarill yet. So she brings in Sableye.
Oh, and this is a really rough situation to be in. Comes in with the Azu, but unfortunately that Sableye just got so much energy.
So I switch into Azumarill. She is not switching, which means that my switch timer is going to come back up before hers because she's going to throw a move and switch out here. Because she's throwing energy, I'm shielding. It's not necessarily the greatest shield, even if this is a return, but on the chance it could be, we both have 2 shields up. It's time to start shielding something, so I decided to just shield this. Like, Azumarill's basically my last Pokemon. DD's pretty much dead. It has no play really against either of these Pokemon. Because she has 2 shields and I have Azumarill lined up against Sableye, I figure I can go for a bait here.
And then she comes in with Lickitung to make him waste all this energy. Oh, and then this is so rough right here. We're making it to the Power Whip. But the return does more damage than the Power Whip does anyway, so he's making the right call by not shielding.
And so you have 2 shields on Sableye. However, Sableye is almost dead. It's in Bubble Down range, but I decide to throw the move. I don't know why. I think I thought maybe I have a Psycho Boost left on DD.
And then he looks like he's just about in foul play range anyways right now. And then he makes a perfect catch right there.
My timer's up, ready to switch because we swapped and she didn't answer right away. So I swap in DD. I know I need as many shields as possible. DD becomes a shield, even with the undercharge. It kills, and now we're going for the Bubble Down, and she gets to that foul play.
I didn't notice it at the time, but if you look, it looks like he's able to, if he would have thrown the Ice Beam, and even though she had a shield, it would have KO'd.
Alright, so adjusting for game 2. Here we go, into game 2. Leading Umbreon, we get another bad lead. Umbreon into Azu. I was hoping for Sableye or even Lickitung, Sableye or Lickitung lead.
He's running an ABA style team again, and he is weak to an Azu lead as well as a Medicham lead while running Umbreon and G-Fisk in the back. At least with Medicham, that the Umbreon can fight back fairly well, since Medicham doesn't have any super effective charge moves and Umbreon's such a tank. But in the case of Azu, this is a little more rough.
Because, you know, DD got absolutely destroyed last game, so Azumarill is a lot safer. We try to swap into Azumarill so that we can sort of maybe incentivize her to stay in and play the mirror match out, but she, of course, has good alignment there, and also good alignment bringing in Lickitung.
Let's see how he plays it out.
Here we went for straight play rough because last time there was a lot of shields at the end of the match, so both of us at this point are just go for the nuke, go for the nuke, go for the nuke. It doesn't, like, our shield play has been pretty minimal so far, so no one here is baiting. We're all going for as much damage as possible. We get to play rough here, and I think she shields, yeah, so she shields this one.
She wants to retain switch, of course, just because the Azu versus Umbreon is so dominating. So right there, I think the best thing he could have done is probably gone for an Ice Beam instead, because in my eyes, like, if it's me in his position, I'm thinking, like, she's definitely going to shield.
So I decided to shield as well. I said, if she shields, I'll shield. I want to try and do as much damage here as possible. So I get to the Ice Beam, and she matches CMP, which is really unfortunate because I lose alignment, which I already lost. So I'm losing switch, I'm losing lead, and I'm even in shield. So there's no advantage that we have right now other than, like, Lickitung's not really going to do anything against Umbreon, but Umbreon in return is not going to do very much against Azu.
Looks like he was trying to throw the foul play right before the Lickitung got to a body slam, but...
So, you know, I have Umbreon stuck against Azu, but at least I don't have, like, Deoxys in the back. I have G-Fisk in the back.
And maybe here he could have gone to 100 energy.
Both Umbreon and G-Fisk don't do great against Azu. So we try and keep as much energy as possible without going too far over. We swap into G-Fisk. She swaps immediately into Sableye.
Okay, and then this matchup, the G-Fisk versus Sableye, it's not the greatest. It's a more neutral matchup, but she doesn't shield, and you absolutely need to land the Earthquake.
We don't have to worry about getting nuked by Sableye. Sableye does have to worry about Earthquake, but the only thing, like, the only thing Sableye can throw at us is Shadow Claw and Foul Play.
Most G-Fisks usually bait in that situation, so I can see why she didn't shield, and then as well, she just needs to save the shield for Azu, because the Azu is so dominating. And this is perfect right there.
So we have to fight the Azu. In theory, I could have shielded that, I guess. I could have shielded that to have a little more HP on my G-Fisk. Either way, Bubble Ice Beam is going to do some damage. Azu comes in, Azu shields. At that point, I could have actually gone for a bait, because I already have, so if we go back to the, I've landed the Earthquake on Sableye, and I farmed it down. So I have a lot of energy on G-Fisk, and she's on her last Pokemon, so she has to make the right call, so we've kind of swung the tempo back into our favor.
Yep, and then he shields because the Earthquake's going to do more damage than the last resort as well, so it makes sense. And then right there he swaps out. I think he was worried that he was going to die with the move.
And I wasn't counting her energy, but I was hoping to catch an Ice Beam.
Then he looks like he's in an okay position. He looks like all he has to do is get that Azu low enough to land that Earthquake, and he'll win.
So right here, there's no way for either of us to throw a charge move without the other person getting an extra fast move in, because we're both on 3-turn cycles here. Umbreon is not going to make it to another move. I'm tapping because I just want to, but it's not going to make it to another move. However, I'm one short for Foul Play here.
And this right here, I wasn't sure if the Ice Beam was going to KO, so like at my thoughts at the time was that he's definitely going to make it to the move. Unfortunately, it does though. He comes in, throws the Earthquake right away. She gets a bubble through.
She still gets a bubble in, but we get the Earthquake, which denies the bubble until after the Earthquake goes off.
And I thought this Earthquake was going to KO as well. Fortunately, it doesn't. But right there's something that I noticed that he absolutely could have done that would have changed the game. Right here, he throws the earthquake right away, and she gets the bubble in. What he could have done is if he would have thrown one mud shot and then threw the earthquake, the Azu would have been KO'd. It's crazy if you look at it. So right here, you see the Azu's got a good amount of health left. Then one mud shot goes through, and now the Azu's at like 1 HP. So if he had thrown that mud shot in as soon as he came in instead of throwing the earthquake, I think this Azu would have died.
She went to go on and win the Salt Lake City regional, so having that be my loss, I'm totally okay with that.
The battles were very well played. I mean, and then being in this situation, being up against Bird Power, I mean, it's probably nerve-wracking. Very strong showing from Mr. Dr. Pants from Game 1 and Game 2, despite being ABA weak to her lead Pokemon. So, but that's all from me. Thank you for having me do this video for you, man. If you want to stop by for more content, stop by twitch.tv/seanofbillings. Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. I should say subscribe. And let us know down in the comments if this broken down gameplay helps you at all in your own games. That works.